¿Qué tal amigos? Buenas tardes. Hoy estamos en nuestra próxima edición de inglés. En el día de hoy tengo a un invitado especial. Él es Paul McAdams, es amigo mío desde Canadá. Actualmente él tiene una academia de idiomas y lleva enseñando inglés hace mucho tiempo. Y a continuación vamos a conversar con él. Hello everyone. Now we're going to go with our a friend of mine, Paul McAdams. We're going to speak a bit about his background. And that's just going to be. Hey Paul, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you, Ken?
Hey, good to hear from you, Paul. How is it going?
Yeah, I'm over here in Indonesia teaching English in a high school and enjoying myself. And how's everything there?
Things are good here. As you know, we are off a bit of the Indonesian school. I'm sorry, the Chilean school system is not working at the moment because of the coronavirus, but
Yep.
we are doing a lot of online lessons. So we would like to hear a bit about you. Tell us about you. Where you're
Well,
from?
just to let you know, and all the people in Chile that this might be going out to, in Indonesia, the same thing is happening. Online learning. There's no in back in the school learning. So it's all over the world, not just in Chile. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So for me, I've been in Indonesia for 20, I came here 22 years. I came here in 1998
Okay.
and started teaching in a local course called English First. And then I moved around a bit and taught English in several different towns and cities. And then I went to work at a university, and now I'm working at a high school. I've been doing that for 15 years.
Nice. That's very nice.
And so I really enjoy it. I really love teaching. I think teaching is like a gift from God, a talent given to certain people to have the passion to teach people, and I really enjoy it. The money is, yeah, the money's okay, but it's mainly that the reward is in seeing how people progress and how they can open so many doors when they can speak English. It's amazing. In Chile too. Anybody who can speak English, you're going to get a higher salary, you're going to get more opportunities, and there's going to be so many more benefits when you learn English. And that's how I tell my students here too.
Yeah, that is so true what you're saying, Paul. I gotta tell you, most of the people of my generation, they always said, I wish I would study languages earlier because
Yeah,
it opens so many doors. It's not just about work, it's also about
yeah,
business and also about
yeah.
traveling the world.
Yeah, for sure. And the internet and all the other aspects, even watching, Western movies. If you can't speak English and you're just reading the text, it's never really the movie. You miss a whole bunch of stuff that is actually happening in the movie because I don't know about Chile, Spanish, but when you translate from English to Spanish or English to Indonesian, you never get the full context of what they're actually saying. You know what I mean?
That
So
is
there's that
so,
problem.
that
So
is
there's that
so,
problem, and that happens in books. And when you study at university, a lot of books that you are, whatever subject it is, it's usually translated from English to Spanish or English to Indonesian. So a lot of things can be missed on those translations. So when you can speak English, you can have access to more education and faster learning. So another benefit. Yeah.
I've got to tell you about this, Paul. The reason why I studied English in my younger age was particularly because I wanted to read books and I wanted to know exactly what Shakespeare and other famous writers wrote. I didn't want to read translations because I knew that they were not accurate enough.
Yeah, well, it's totally true because, like I said, the translation is never what the actual content would be. It's like just like sort of skimming it.
Yes, that's true.
So that you can never translate because there's so many words in English, and English is so descriptive. Language is so descriptive when you're reading something. It's a lot of descriptive words and verbs and adjectives and nouns. There's just so many. So when you try to translate them into a different language, it's very difficult to
Yeah.
get the translation exactly. That's why, like, when you have Google Translate, for example, it never is exactly right. So that's a big, I think that's a big problem. So another reason to learn English. And as an English teacher for 20 plus years, it is certainly a very interesting and great job. And when I'm meeting many students that I've taught in the past, and now they're like doctors and lawyers and business people and engineers, and they can speak English, it's so incredible to meet them and to see what a difference I made for them when they were learning English with me. And they always say, "Oh, Mr. Paul, thank you for teaching me about, how to be more active. Don't be passive, be active." Passive people, they're not involved. It's really hard to get a job if you're just passive. You have to learn to be active. I don't know about in Chile, but in Indonesia, people tend to be passive people. And in business or any kind of job you want to get in the future, I think in any country, you need to be active, asking questions, answering questions, giving your opinion, and being able to voice what you have learned in university and in your experience. Yeah.
The biggest issue I found in Chile is that people get motivated. People want to learn, and they say, "I'm gonna go. This is my New Year's resolution." And can you hear me now? When a new year
I can
comes,
hear you.
when a new year comes, they say, "Okay, this is my New Year resolution. This time I'm going to study. I'm going to learn." And they go. They sign up in the language school, and after a month or two, they just give up. And I would like to have your word of advice on what students should do in order to stay, in order to keep learning, to keep studying, because this is a never-ending work, isn't it?
Well, it's true, but I mean, you have to be motivated to want to learn English. You have to have like, what's the benefit of me learning English? So you have to, like you have a mind map, like a brainstorm. What do you want? So you put what you want in the middle of a brainstorm, and you say, how can I get that? So if you want a new job, for example, well, you want to study, maybe you need some qualifications for that. Or, you learn a new language like English, because English is the international language of business and communication. There's no way you can work for a foreign company if you can't speak English. In today's world, business, you want to do import export, you're gonna run into English somewhere. Spanish is a very big language too, for Spain and for countries in South America where you are. But around the world, English is the international language of business and communication. So it's very, very important to learn that. And once you do, it's like we were talking before, it can open so many doors, so many things, and so many benefits. And if we work in a company and you can speak English and nobody else can, well, you get a higher position, of course. Right? So you have so many benefits. So you have to think long term about what's the benefit of me studying English. And people think, oh, English is so hard to learn, but it's not really that hard. You just have to memorize some tenses, apply them, and work on some of the smaller words like prepositions and other words that you need for parts of speech. You do that, you can speak English. Yeah. And then it's just finding someone like you or me that can correct the person's English. It's like when you learn Spanish as a child, your parents tell you, okay, no, not like that, not like that, not like that, like this, right. Like this, like this, like this. And then your brain learns that that's how you say it. So when I'm teaching English, I do a lot of error correction. And I tell the person, don't worry, I'll correct you 10,000 times. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm used to it. I'm patient. And so that's what you do after you have basic English.
That's a very good,
ongoing thing.
That's a very good advice.
So that's, as a teacher, that's what you want to do. You want to correct them, get them to pronounce, like pronounce, then get them to say, re-say it, and then your brain doesn't want to say it so many times, so your brain like speeds up the learning process by doing that. So that's a technique that I use a lot. It's very successful.
Wow.
And
Very
then,
good.
and you know, like I like to encourage my students. I like to play some games. I do a lot of different activities, so that
Okay.
so no one gets bored. I mean, if you're just doing grammar all day, you can't. It's not workable. I teach communication English, so
That's good.
that's my background. And you know, grammar is important. You got to have grammar. You got to have the tools to make the sentences. But overall, you have to apply that to, you know, speaking in a conversational English way.
I was reasonable. I just suggested my students to do like a 3-word challenge, and that means to learn 3 words every day. Because at the end of the year, you will know over 1,000 words, and I know most English speakers use 2,000 words average. So that would be a good
Yeah.
goal, not to underestimate the long-term targets. You know.
I mean, that's good. That's good. But you have to take those words that they're learning and apply them into sentences. There's no use just learning like, okay, fan, book, scissors, whatever. You have to be able to use those words they're memorizing and get them to make sentences with them inside. And that way, then you're applying the vocabulary you're learning, and then like reply and get them to sort of like remember, okay, what did you say about scissors? Oh, they're used to cut stuff, you know, like that.
Right.
So you can make it kind of like a game, you know, a game to play.
Yes.
And then they can process, okay, that's the vocabulary word, and this is how I can use it. And you can use it like in the past, present, and future. So they're learning tenses at the same time. So yeah, good.
Excellent. All right. Well, we appreciate a lot all your tips, Paul, and I hope our students get more into this because it's so important. I can be emphasize enough how important this could be for our world, our students' generation, and what's coming up for the future. You know.
Well, you know, for me, Ken, one of the reasons I agreed to do this was, you know, English is, I just want to help people learn English, whether they're in Indonesia, in Chile, or anywhere. And like I said before, if you learn English, you'll have motivation to global thinking. You know, like this. If you are just in Chile or in Indonesia and you just know Spanish or you just know Indonesian, you tend to think like this, kind of like this. You're just thinking like this. But when you can speak another language, especially like English, you think global. Oh my God, look at this. What's going on? And it changes the way you think and the way you act. It changes your enthusiasm for getting more or wanting more to go to that next level and above that. So it really makes a big difference, and especially in children too, especially in children, because children are like sponges. Oh, they just love to learn, and something different, it's cool.
All right.
Thumbs up.
Okay. Okay. So.
Okay, so but let me just say this: if your friends out there are interested in listening to us talk about something else, or even if they have some suggestions, sure, I'll come back and do this again.
All right. Excellent. Okay. We appreciate for that, Paul. And I'm sure our students are going to appreciate all of your advice, and I hope they put this on practice for the better improvement.
Okay, super. Okay, nice chatting with you.
Nice in chat with you, and I hope we'll keep in touch soon. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Okay. See
Take
you
care,
later.
buddy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Cheers.
Okay. Bye bye. Okay.